Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about a Galaxy Watch 4 not turning on. I'll be going over some easy fixes in this full tutorial. Let's get right into the video. There are 6 things that I recommend that you try out if your Galaxy Watch 4 is not turning on. The first thing is to make sure that your charging components work. Okay, so essentially you want to make sure that everything from your power outlet all the way down to the contacts on the watch work fine. Okay, so essentially make sure you have power going to the outlet. Make sure your power brick is the right type of power brick to use. Make sure your cord is in good condition, is not bent, broken, frayed, or anything like that. Make sure your actual charging unit at the end here is in good condition, and make sure that there's nothing obstructing the bottom side of the watch. So make sure that your charging components work, because you might be thinking that you're charging the watch, but you're not getting this notification saying that you're charging it, and then it doesn't turn on. So maybe the battery had died and you weren't actually charging it. So make sure your charging components work and are in good shape. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if they're in good shape, charge it for at least half an hour. I'll tell you why. Sometimes people let the batteries drain on their devices, and your device needs a little bit of extra juice to start up again. You know, when you completely run out of gas in your car, you can't just put a tiny amount of gas to get it to start again. You need to put a good amount of gas in there. Your watch and every technological device will work very similarly, in my opinion. If you drain the battery completely, you need to charge it for a while before it can get enough juice to start up again. So charge it for at least half an hour before you consider it not working, okay? The third thing is hold down the power button for 30 seconds, and I'll tell you why. If you hold down the power button for a couple seconds regularly, the watch should turn on. But if there's like a glitch with the watch, a software glitch, a hardware glitch, you might have to hold it down for longer, because maybe it takes the watch 15-20 seconds to even register the fact that you're pressing and holding down the power button. If that's the case, then you need to hold it down for a long time, so you go past that delay and then it senses you are pushing it down and powers it on. So hold down the power button for 30 seconds just in case you're in that situation. The fourth thing that you can do is make sure you're using the right charger and power brick. Now, I'm all for aftermarket stuff, but sometimes aftermarket stuff doesn't work properly for devices. So make sure that your power brick is rated at the right wattage, amperage, and all that sort of stuff. And make sure you're using a charging cable that is that works with your Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. Like this is the official one, so I know it should work fine. If you're using an aftermarket one, then there might be a chance that it might not work properly, right? So just make sure you're using the right stuff. In addition to inspecting the stuff, like I said before, make sure it's the right actual product. The fifth thing that you should check out, and this happens uncommonly but will really cause some problems, is make sure the buttons are not stuck being pressed down. So when you look at your buttons, you want to see that they're sticking up just like that. Let me get it to focus. They're sticking up like that. If one of the buttons was pressed down or is not sticking up as much as it should be, then maybe it's being held down. And maybe that's why when you're pushing it down, it's not registering that you're trying to turn the watch on. So take a look at the buttons. If they're stuck pressed down, then you want to take the right steps to sort of loosen them up, okay? And you can look that up separately. That's a whole other video. Lastly, number 6 is to make sure that the ambient temperature isn't too hot or cold. Now, every device has a certain rating for temperatures, meaning they can operate within a certain temperature range. But if it's too hot or too cold for them to operate, then they won't turn on. They might be delayed. The internals might just not work properly in that moment. So with that being said, make sure you're not using this in an environment that's too hot or too cold, above or below its maximum ratings for temperature. Okay, that's always something to think about. That's basically it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.